Arsenal just pulled off the most ruthless move of the summer. And no, it's not even for a star striker. They've stolen Andrea Berta, the genius who turned Atletico Madrid into European giant. This is the guy who unearthed Antoine Griezmann, spotted Jan Oblak before anyone else, and built title-winning squads on a small budget. And now he'll have Arsenal's vast war chest. This changes everything. But how does Andrea Berta actually work? How did he build Atletico Madrid into a force, and what does this mean for Arsenal's future? Well, stick around to the end of the video because we're going to discuss why this might be Arsenal's most important signing in decades. Football bread. The landscape has shifted. Football has changed. Gone are the days of the one-man dynasty. The Wengers, the Fergusons, those guys ran clubs from top to bottom. But today, great teams are built by great sporting directors. They are the masterminds behind every elite club. And until now, Arsenal didn't have an outstanding one. But Berta fits the bill. He spent decades crafting squads and orchestrating game-changing transfers, building sustainable success across different leagues and different financial landscapes. And despite financial constraints, he's consistently found ways to build competitive and winning squads. Arsenal will no doubt be his next masterpiece and perhaps even the crowning achievement of his career. The Gunners have spent a lot of money in recent years without getting over the line to win silverware. So what's been missing, and how has this led them to going all in on Andrea Berta? Berta's predecessor, Edu Gaspar, spent 700 million, and for all that money, there's been too many misses and too many drawn out deals that seem to drag on endlessly. Andrea Berta does not operate like this. With him, there's no hesitation, no overpaying, no half-baked transfers. He thinks and moves like a chess grandmaster, always operating 3 to 5 steps ahead. Interestingly, it's Berta's professional background that shapes the way that he thinks, the calculated, strategic, and forward thinking that he builds teams with. And this is a fact that didn't go unnoticed by the world's biggest clubs. In recent years, Manchester United, PSG, Newcastle, and Chelsea have all tried to hire Andrea Berta, but they all failed because Berta doesn't jump at the first big offer he gets. He likes to pick his projects carefully, and somehow Arsenal did what the rest could not do. They convinced Andrea Berta that this was the project worth committing to. But just who is Andrea Berta exactly? And what is it about him that made him so coveted by the creme de la creme? Let's talk about it. Andrea Berta is an Italian businessman from the stunningly beautiful and picturesque city of Brescia, located near Milan. And he wasn't even really supposed to be in football. He started out in banking, mastering market analysis, trend forecasting, and strategic investment before bringing those skills into football. To thrive in today's global game, Berta would not let language be a barrier. Alongside his native Italian, he's become fluent in Spanish and decent at English. However, since leaving Atletico in January 2025, he's committed to perfecting his English to help him dominate the global transfer market. Since 2002, Berta has worked at every level of the game. He started at Carpendolo in Italy's lower leagues, spending 4 years there. The story goes that a cousin of Cesare Prandelli, Italy's Euro 2012 finalist coach, recognized Andrea Berta's potential and helped him land his first sporting director role. From there, he spent 3 years at Parma in Serie A, followed by 2.5 years at mid-table Genoa. But then came his defining chapter, the 11.5 years he spent at Atletico Madrid, where he became one of the most respected sporting directors in world football. At Atletico Madrid, he built a squad that consistently went toe-to-toe with Real Madrid and Barcelona, but on a fraction of their budget. He's handled it all from free transfers to blockbuster signings and everything in between. Each deal a calculated step in an overarching master plan. And remember how I said all the top clubs were after him? Berta turned them all down. So why Arsenal and why now? Arsenal have a vision, they have the financial power, they have the right manager in Arteta, and a brilliant squad that just needs the final touches. Berta really sees Arsenal as a club on the verge of doing something special, and with everything they need to go all the way to the very top. That's why, after years of saying no, Berta has finally said Yes, hiring Berta really is a statement of intent by Arsenal, but make no mistake, his arrival will completely redefine Arsenal's blueprint. And this is what makes Andrea Berta truly stand out. His ruthless efficiency and how he turns data into dominance. Let's talk about it. At Atlético Madrid, not even legends were safe. The moment a Godin or a Costa declined, Andrea Berta moved them on. No sentiment, just calculated decisions. Because for Berta, it's not personal, it's numbers. At Arsenal, that means one thing. If the data says a player isn't delivering, they're gone. Simple as that. For years, Arsenal have kept players around too long, hoping they turn a corner. But under Berta, there'll be no hoping, only knowing. That's exactly the kind of ruthless edge that Arsenal have lacked. But here's the thing. His numbers first approach doesn't just weed out declining players. It finds future superstars before anyone else. We've seen how this kind of approach can transform clubs. Look at what his fellow data-first executive Michael Edwards has done at Liverpool, using analytics to spot hidden gems like Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane before they became world class. That's what happens when a sporting director doesn't just follow the crowd, but he finds values where others don't. Under Berta's guidance, Griezmann became Atletico's talisman, leading them to major honours. Jan Oblak became one of the best goalkeepers in the world, winning 5 Zamora trophies along the way. Rodri became the best 6 in the world and went on to win the Ballon d'Or. None of them were household names before Berta brought them in, but they became legends under his tenure. And yes, we must acknowledge he's had a few misses, like Thomas Lemar and João Felix, but those are the exceptions. And when 90% of your transfers turn out to be elite, that's not luck, that's skill. When it comes to transfer dealology, yes, that's a real word, this man is prolific, and that's exactly what Arsenal need. But Berta's success is built on both data and great connections. Berta has an excellent relationship with super agent Jorge Mendes. Some of Atletico's biggest signings, Diego Costa and Radamel Falcao to name a few, came through Mendes. When Berta wants a deal done, he has all the connections to make it happen, and his work ethic is off the charts. He once took 10 flights in 10 days, all to track South America's next big thing, and that is Andrea Berta. He's in the trenches, watching talent up close before Europe even knows their name. But signing the right players is only half the battle, and the other half is making sure they fit the manager's vision and system. So the question is, what happens when you pair an elite recruiter who's uncompromising with a top-class manager who's just as exacting and determined? A perfect partnership or a recipe for disaster? Everyone can see that Arteta has built something great at Arsenal. And now with Berta's recruitment genius, they're set to reach the next levels. Andrea Berta is not a yes man. He works brilliantly with managers, but he also challenges them. At Atletico, he supported Diego Simeone. He built around him. He protected him from distractions. And sometimes he questioned his decisions to strengthen the club's overall strategy. And that partnership was one of the longest lasting director-manager duos in Europe. Berta even ensured that when Atletico lost key players, Simeone always had the right replacements to keep them competitive. And together, they built a winning culture that delivered 2 La Liga titles, 2 Europa League titles, 3 UEFA Super Cups, and 2 Champions League final appearances. That level of sustained success against the financial giants of Real Madrid and Barcelona doesn't happen by accident. It happened because Andrea Berta and Diego Simeone operated as a true duo, each one making the other better. Now, at Arsenal, he'll provide that same blend of support, protection, and tough love for Arteta. And if their partnership works as well as the previous, who knows? Maybe they'll be the duo that finally breaks Arsenal's Champions League duck. This isn't just a move for Arsenal, it is the move. They have landed a tactical architect, a transfer assassin, and a squad building visionary. Under Andrea Berta, recruitment will be a weapon. This pairing is a problem. The sum of Arsenal plus Andrea Berta could equal something truly monumental, and the Premier League may never be the same again. But guys, let me know what you think. Is Andrea Berta the final piece that Arsenal need to get over the line? And what do you think his first big move will be? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay good, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Football bread.